So back in 2023, Gav at Not Another Bonsai channel sent me hornbeam seeds, and I promptly planted them. And this is what is this, about, I don't know, a year and 5 months since I've planted these out. So I have to go through and cut back these very long tap roots. So I'm going to go through and chop these back to roots that I feel could probably keep it alive, aiming to keep the fine roots, and try to establish a root plane if we can. However, this one right here is pretty weak, so we're going to be a little conservative with that one. Maybe chop it back in years to come. This one's pretty good, but I'm still not going to just leave it with two. Ideally, I'd like them to be a little higher. This area down here is not very productive, so we're gonna go about as high as I want to risk it. Say right there. And then in consecutive years, hopefully some of the roots will get pushed up, and then I can take this back a little further. I could even go here, but I wouldn't be leaving that much. But you know what? I will risk this. Let's go a little further. Yeah, that was one of the better ones. Here's another one that's actually pretty good. You can see the roots are starting to take off here, the very, very bottom. We go first cut there because I'm not quite sure, but I want to bring it up as much as possible. This is a fairly small one though, so I would wager that we can go a little bit further because it doesn't have many outlets to push its energy. So let's go pretty extreme. Do just that much. Could balance it out by taking up here, but don't want to do that because it's already put energy up here, so no need to waste it. And let's keep going with some of these examples. It's a very long taproot, pretty much unproductive from here down. So let's get rid of what we know is not really good. This has a lot of fine roots. A lot of fine roots. It's actually a really good candidate, and maybe in the future the root plane can be right here. I see 1, 2, 3, maybe 4. So for now, let's just leave that. This one, that's okay. That looks okay to me. Let's get rid of the unproductive part first. And I think I'm gonna go here. I only got a few left to do, so here's this one. I know, not very good. Didn't really set itself up too much. But we're gonna push it back, so we already know that this down here is not what we want, not very productive. And yeah, that could stand to go. Still got fine roots here and here and here. This looks like 4, or at least 3 on a decent plane, but more or less 4. Bring it up just a little bit more. I'm kind of pushing it on this guy because he's pretty long. This is just a dead flag right here. Yeah, it's a contradiction to prune this, but I don't feel very good about the energy it has left. So what I'm going to do is I am going to contradict myself. I'm going to get rid of some of this energy that's already up here. That way it doesn't have many avenues to push whatever's left in there. Alright, so now we're getting to... Yeah, that's not very good. That's not very good at all. Very, very weak. It's trying way down here, but we don't want that way down there. So in this case, I'll push it back as far as I can. Which actually leaves way more of the main taproot than I want, but there isn't anything there. So that's kind of a roll of dice on that one. Yeah, the buds aren't as swollen on this one though. So I will get rid of a few of them. Alright, so next one is this little guy here. He's got 3 buds. Not a flattering taproot. It's trying to put some fines up here, but it's not very good. We'll be a little conservative. No need to balance it out because there's really nothing up there. So, and then this one is, I don't know, this one is a mix, but here's this one. That's kind of a mixed bag. It's got fine roots. It's got some dense fine roots up there. I already know I don't want that, so get rid of that, and then we'll keep thinking about it. I kind of want. I know I can stand to lose that. If I was gonna push it, I'd go up here. If these were really healthy, I would be going to where the root plane roots are, but can't afford to do that. Yeah, I think we'll leave it at that. And just for kicks, we're not going to prune that back because, like I said, these are trying to open. These are swelling, so it's really actually a bad idea to prune this right now because it's put all that energy up here. Cutting it is just wasting it. But at the same time, if you don't have balance, then it can't keep that push, can't keep that cycle up. So yeah, we'll see. So these are actually going back out into the pot they came from. Don't have proper bonsai soil at the moment. They're just going back into the pot they came from, regular garden soil. And yeah, but I will wire these. I think they're in a good shape to wire, so yeah, let's do that. Some really tiny buds right there, and just went in between. Oh, there's one on each side. Okay, there's that one. Buds are a little tight for my fingers. switched it from wrapping around my thumb so I can feel it better right there. I can actually feel the pressure on my finger. Just a little too tight on the inner nodes for me to rave enough to get my fingers in there. All the way to the end if I can help it. I think that'll do. Okay, next one. Actually, I don't have very much wire left, so let's do this tiny guy, which actually has pretty good roots for how small it is. I'm happy with that. All right. Just leave it at that and clean that up later. Can I get in there? I think I can. Maybe right there too. No, I don't want to risk it. That bud is right up against that bark. Hey, there's a little inchworm right there. Try not to get him. Might have to persuade him. He's right there. We'll go around him. Yeah, we'll go around him. He's still right there. He's pretending. Show you him right there. I see him. Right there. He almost looks like a piece of the wire. Oh, there he is. If I can get it to focus. He's right there. He's that loop right there. That's the inchworm. We managed to go right around him. We'll just leave him on there. Oh, so last one. These still have plenty of moisture on the roots, but I do need to get them out soon. All right. I think we can go between that's a little sketchy. Okay, now we'll clean it up. And then put the shapes into them. A little bit further down on that. It's the one that the inchworm's on, I think. Yep, I see him. so now we'll just bend them. Try not to be too predictable, but we'll bend where the buds are. I almost squashed a bud right there because I wasn't paying attention. Nothing too crazy. Yeah, nothing too crazy. I sure am putting them through the ringer though. I suspect that a few of these will die. The ones with very sparse roots have a very slim chance. Not this guy though. I have good confidence in this one. That's actually pretty good. And he doesn't have that much to push. This one has a good chance too. It's not too bad. That's typically the phase I go through for any of my trees. Go through this. It's better to do it now and know what you have left and set up the quality than to do it later and lose potentially many more years. I'm just using the buds as kind of indicators on where to bend. So hopefully those will be the primary branches on the outsides, of course. That one's a little too S-like. Let's lose some of that S. Better. I don't really like that, but you have to kind of think what you're doing, but kind of not. Kind of go off script a little bit. Don't try to think. Just a simple lean on that one. It's not too good right here. Let's see if we can remedy that. When bending, try to keep your wire on the outside. If you're going this way, keep the wire on the outside. So if I want to bend right here, wire on the outside kind of tells me where I should bend, supports that. Yeah, I think we'll call that one. I've been manipulating this way too much. All right, so these go back out into the garden pot and they're ready for another year. Most of them will survive. Don't worry.